All of you, welcome to the basic science class. We are discussing about the beautiful and colorful world of flowers. In the previous class, we start to learn about flowers. What are the points we have studied? Let's recollect it. The importance and uses of flowers. Right? Flowers develops the seeds that give rise to the next generation of plants. So flowers are termed as reproductive organs of plants. We learned about different parts of flower and their functions. Let's start it with pedicel, which connect the flower to plant. The second one is thalamus, in which all the other floral parts are arranged. It's a cup-like structure that arrange the floral parts. Then the next one is calyx. The single unit of calyx is called sepals. That is, sepals unite to form calyx, the first whorl, outermost whorl, which protect the flower in its bud state, and after the flower opening, it gives support to petals. Then the next one is corolla, the attractive and showy whorl which attracts insects for pollination. Male reproductive part of the flower, that is androecium, that is the next portion, which has two parts, filament and anther. Inside the anther, pollen grains are seen. The single unit is said to be stamens. Stamens collectively called androecium. The female reproductive part of the flower is gynoecium, which has three parts: basic swollen ovary, a long style, and stigma at its tip. The single unit, that is pistil, pistils are joined to form gynoecium. So teacher think that all of you observe these parts by dissecting hibiscus flower, right? So now you can identify the parts of a flower, right? Okay, and we all only identify the parts of hibiscus flower only. Let's observe some other flowers. There is a wide variety of flowers in our locality. These floral parts are arranged in different manner in all these flowers. For example, let's consider a Caesalpinia flower. In common, we say it as Rajamalli. Okay, so this is a Rajamalli flower. You can see the longer filaments of stamens that are protruding outwards or ejected outwards, right? It is a speciality of Rajamalli flower. It is also available in diverse colors like yellow, pink, and also orange, etc. It is not seen in hibiscus. These types of protruding stamens are not seen in hibiscus. In hibiscus, stamens are arranged around a central axis, isn't it? So Rajamalli is a different flower as compared to hibiscus. Now the second one is Bauhinia. Do you know this Bauhinia? It is found in our locality we commonly called as Mandaram, right? Did you see this flower? Is it available to you? If it is available, please collect it and observe the stamens and gynoecium or pistil. Stamens are also long, style also long. You can see its fruit in the center sometimes. Observe its difference between Bauhinia and hibiscus. Its calyx is fused, or calyx cannot be separated into 1, 2, 3 like, isn't it? Now, can you identify the flower? Look at the picture. It is a flower of guava plant. Did you see this? You can see numerous stamens in it. You can see the style and stigma at this center, but the stamens are countless. Right? So it is different from hibiscus and also from Rajamalli. Then now we are going to identify a special type of flower. Do you see it anywhere? Yes, it's a calotropis. In Malayalam, we termed it as erukku, the flower of calotropis, erukkinte poovu. In this flower, can you see the parts of androecium or gynoecium? No, it's hiding somewhere. This flower has a complex structure. You can observe a pedum-like structure in the center or cushion, right? The androecium is seen as the four legs of this chair, and gynoecium or stigma is connecting these androeciums together as a flat structure. If the flower is available to you, then try to dissect and observe the parts of calotropis flower. It should be curious, but you should take care of its latex. If it is fallen to your body parts, it will be so dangerous. So take care and seek the help of your parents or elders. Okay, so we have our first activity, that is activity number 1. Observe any 5 flowers in your surroundings, its parts, and draw it in your science book. Okay? If you are not good at drawing, you can do another thing, that is, you should separate the parts, name it, and take a picture to upload your class groups. If everybody do it, all of us can watch different types of flowers and its parts. It will be a super and excellent activity. So all of you try to at least 5 pictures or 5 flowers to dissect and separate its parts. Okay. Now teacher introduce another flower. It has a curious thing. Do you know this plant? This is Mossanda. You can see a small yellow flower among the red whorls. It is the original flower of that plant. So what about this brightly colored whorls? It is a sepals or calyx. The calyx of this plant is brightly colored and not green. In hibiscus, it is green in color. In bauhinia, it is fused and cannot be counted. So in this Mossanda, it is brightly colored and it acts as a petal. Then the calyx of this plant is brightly colored and not green. The flower is similar to the flower of Ixora, isn't it? These two plants belong to the same family, Rubiaceae. That is why the similarity. Mossanda and Ixora have similar flowers. Then look at this flower. Is this flower resembles any other flowers? Yes, it is like the hibiscus flower. In Malayalam we term that as Mulaga Chambarati. Then look into another flower. It is Pulivenda. Now observe this flower. Look at the picture. It is a flower of lady's finger. You can find it in your vegetable garden. What are the speciality of these flowers? There is a similarity in the arrangement of stamens, isn't it? The stamens are arranged around the centrally located axis. Inside this axis, style is seen. The part of gynoecium, the middle part of gynoecium connects the ovary and stigma is an elongated structure called style. This style is found inside this axis. This is a peculiarity of plants belongs to hibiscus family. Let's go to our next activity. Activity number 2. Identify the peculiarity of any one of the following flowers and make a short note about it. First one is Sida. Sida is Kurundoti. And the second one is lady's finger. And the third one is changing rose. Fourth one is Mulag Chembarati. And the fifth one is Pulivanda. Okay. These are the plants. You can select any one of the plant from this list and make a short note of the peculiarity of the flowers. Okay. What will be the points to be included in the short note? Number of sepals, number of petals, arrangement of stamens, the arrangement of style, and specialities of fruits, its uses, seeds, etc. can be included. Okay. Through this class, we discussed about different types of flowers. It is not needed that you should observe the flowers in gardens. There are beautiful flowers can be seen in our locality. You can observe those flowers. Identify and observe natural flowers around you. Okay. You should develop a keen observation power by this activity. You should have to open your eyes and look at the surroundings for flowers. We doesn't need garden flowers like rose or orchid, something like that. Okay, these are the common natural flowers found everywhere in our locality. So find and observe these local natural flowers and find out the parts in it. Okay, we told that flowers are the reproductive organs of plants, isn't it? In hibiscus, there is male reproductive part, that is androecium, and female reproductive part, that is gynoecium. Both the androecium and gynoecium is present in hibiscus, right? So there is both male and female organs are present in a single flower. Both the sexes are present in the single flower. So these type of flowers having both the male and female reproductive parts are called bisexual flower. So in a bisexual flower, there exist both androecium and gynoecium, both male reproductive organ and female reproductive organ in a single flower. For example, brinjal and hibiscus, lady's finger, chilli flower, etc. And these all have both the stamens and pistils at the same time in a single flower. Okay. In some plants, the flowers that have only androecium is present. They are male flowers. There is no pistil or gynoecium. Only male reproductive organ is present in that type of plants and they are male flowers. In certain other plants that have only gynoecium or pistil is present, they are female flowers. These types of flowers only possess either androecium or gynoecium, right? So androecium and gynoecium or male reproductive part and female reproductive part are present in separate flowers. These are present in separate flowers, that is male flowers and female flowers are present. These types of flowers are called unisexual flowers. Uni means one, that is one at a time. Male flower having only male reproductive part, that is androecium or stamens is present, whereas in female flowers have only pistil or only gynoecium is present. So they are called female flowers. So male flowers and female flowers. These are called the unisexual flowers. For example, pumpkin. In pumpkin, there have male flowers and female flowers. Female flowers have a swollen basal portion because later it becomes the fruit. Male flowers does not have swollen portions and does not produce fruits. Okay, in cucumber there are also male flowers and female flowers. Snake god, ash god, better god all have male flowers and female flowers separately. So they are all unisexual flowers. Okay. Then, do you have coconut tree in your courtyard? You can observe numerous flowers in its base. Why these flowers fallen on the ground? In coconut, there are male flowers and female flowers arranged in a single axis. So, coconut is a unisexual flower. Coconut have unisexual flowers. Large flowers are female flowers having only gynoecium. Small flowers are male flowers having only androecium. Sometimes both bisexual flowers are also seen in coconut. So, when the coconut formed in female flowers, male flowers fallen on the ground. So, in a coconut tree, male and female flowers seen in the single peduncle itself. Okay, so in coconut there exist male flowers, female flowers, and bisexual flowers. Okay, so let's have our activity number 3. The first question, observe unisexual and bisexual flowers and identify its parts. The second one, complete the table in page number 34. Then third question, what are unisexual flowers? Give examples. And the fourth question, what are bisexual flowers? Give examples. Okay. Now you can see the pictures of cotton plants. The cottons are cloth making cottons. You know, this cotton flower belongs to the family of hibiscus. Look at the picture of cotton and its flowers, fruits, and how it made cotton. Okay, rest in the next class.